Chandler Rome was the one who wrote that it is no secret in the locker room that Dusty does not like Chas McCormick.
Oh, it was a while back.
Yeah, it was a while back.
Yeah.
No. And then Dusty confronted who wrote that? Who said I don't like?
I wonder
McCormick.
where that came from. Is what he said, and he looked right at.
Yeah,
he leaned towards Chandler.
Right. And now Chandler Rome has written about this morning in The Athletic. Chandler Rome has written about Chas McCormick's playing time, in which he's got a better OPS, 50 points higher than Julio Rodriguez, who Dusty says you just pencil in every game. And then he also talked about Chas McCormick. There are 6 guys who have more at-bats. And if Jose Altuve had been healthy all year, he'd be another guy that had more at-bats than Chas, right? There would be and Michael Brantley would have more at-bats than Chas. Where is Jordan? Jordan might be one of them, although Jordan has missed a lot of time.
Jordan's not.
Probably
no way.
not. Chas McCormick is a guy who just can't see the playing field. He hit another home run last night.
Well, now, okay, so how many games do you think he started in the last? And since the All-Star break, there's been 50 games. How many games do you think he started?
Of the 50 games, probably 40.
42.
42.
So I mean, we say,
but he sat he sat 4 games here recently, 2 here, and he just got in he got a pinch hit. You're counting that as one of the 42. Oh, starts. So
that's more than to make it sound like he never gets in games.
No, but
he does start.
Recently, he just sat against the Yankees, and he sat against the left-hander, who he's one of the best hitters in baseball against left-handers.
There's just no reason for him to sit.
No,
there's no reason, and apparently Dusty kind of denied this, but people in the organization told Chandler on background. They didn't want to be quoted because they're not authorized to, but he said he had more than one person say the issue right now is Dusty doesn't like his weight. And Chandler's about 220 pounds. Not Chandler. McCormick's about 220.
Much smaller than that.
Yeah. McCormick's about 220. He gained weight after his rehab stint. He said he played at about 210 last year and was way too light.
Yep.
He usually plays about 214 to 216.
And he didn't even like that. He said he was too light then. He says right now I'm at 220, and he usually loses weight during the season, and he says he feels good about keeping the weight on. And look at the results offensively. Well, I will say this. Dubon ran down a ball, not last night, but the night before, that I was like, ooh, that is really, really good, that a bigger Chas McCormick might not have gotten to.
Well, so his speed, Chandler said his speed is down from 28.6 feet. What is the coverage here? They've got his speed coverage is down from 28.1 to 28.6. So that is, that's a difference. But it's not a substantial difference.
Mm-hmm. It's 28.1 to 28.6 in per second when he sprints. Half a second. I guess that, I don't know. Is that a lot? I'm not sure. So he's got the 3rd highest OPS on the team, and he again sat 2 games here, sat 2 games against the Yankees, and it is a big question.
He sat 2 games here, but, I guess the counter would be, okay, they scored 39.
Yeah, right.
They scored 39 in 3 games.
Right.
Did they get to double digits in the 2 he sat? Yes, they did.
Well, and I've said this before. I think Yiner, and I think you add McCormick to this. I think, now you mentioned people behind the scenes to say there is a level of frustration in the front office about Chas McCormick. And I would imagine there's a level of frustration about Yiner Diaz as well.
There's got to be. Well, I really don't think, and I'm hoping Dusty gets another World Series title here. I think anything short of World Series title, because of the frustrations about that, because the team is letting Dusty play who he wants to play, and how they're clearly not stepping in, or Diaz would be playing ahead of Maldonado earlier, just because that's how teams operate. Younger player who's got more talent. And who follows. Now, they're not as analytically driven as decision makers previously, because all the data would suggest that. And yet, I think the Astros managers have been allowed to, under Luneau, under Click, and now under Dana Brown, I think they allow managers to manage.
Yep.
I don't think that they give them. Now, it just so happened that when you had Luneau, when you had AJ, he's all in with the data. He was fine with the data. Dusty is not as driven by the data.
No, and here's what he said.
Except when he wants to use it as
Here's what Dusty had to say about you, been asked directly by Chandler. It's not all about OPS. It's not all about hitting. And I'm a hitter, but this is a total game. If you're going to win, you know what I mean? You want to give yourself as many options and categories to win the game. Now, hitting wins games usually, but other areas of the games is what loses you one-run games, and don't do this and don't do that. I know everybody wants Chaz to play. And it's the same thing with Diaz. I mean, he has said it time and but you're going to thank him. You're going to thank him.
I have a certain level of respect for Dusty saying all that. I may not necessarily agree with it, and he's not coming out and telling you exactly what he wants to say. There's something about Chaz's professionalism or something that bothers Dusty. Maybe it's just defensively he thinks it is not as good.